Hello everyone, welcome to another World of Tanks console video with me, Wombleed, and it's another video we're going to pass on some of the tips that I use in this game to have a fairly decent win ratio. Some of the things I've just learned over the years on how to play this game, they can just make you a more useful, more efficient, more effective player on the battlefield, even if you're not the best player in the world. We're at Himmelsdorf here in a stock T32, we are top tier. But we still have the stock 90mm gun on this tank, and we still have the stock turret. I think we've got the upgraded engine and the upgraded tracks. It's an encounter map here, or an encounter battle, where the base is in the middle of the map, and it is usually a case of trying to capture the base. But at Himmelsdorf here, both teams kind of spawn on the downslope of the hill up towards the castle. And what you invariably find in these battles is that both teams just turn around and they go and have a big set to on top of the hill. And that's exactly what is going to happen here, and it's exactly my plan as well. So as this battle is about to get underway, you're going to see I'm going to turn around, and a good portion of my team is also going to turn around. And as it turns out, a lot of the enemy team also have the same plan. So the stock T32, the T32 just isn't a brilliant tank overall anyway. Certainly doesn't scare anybody in the game, but it does, even with the stock turret, have some fairly decent turret armour. So I'm thinking I'm going to try and find a wee position up here and try and use the gun depression of the tank and also the turret armour. Now I was thinking, I wondered if I could maybe wedge my tank into this little enclave here, hide the lower plate, hide the hull, and just kind of side scrape off this wall here. And that was the plan at this point anyway. So we've got some enemy tanks coming up over the hill, but what you're going to see here, in order to hide the lower plate, I actually have to over angle the tank. We take a hit from something, and then we take another hit from the ISU 152. So we already lost 600 of our hit points. Now one thing I always stress on my live streams is that keeping your gun in the game is one of the most important things you can do. If you've poked a position, lost half your hit points, as I have just done here, then there is no point continuing to poke that position, because you're just going to be eliminated from the battle. But if you're still in the game, if you can still occupy some of the enemy team, then you can still be very useful and hopefully, or possibly, help contribute to your team winning. If you've got half your hit points, but you can just sit in a position and stop at an enemy tank or a couple of enemy tanks from coming around the corner, then you are useful to the team. And that's exactly the tactic I am going to adopt here. I'm just going to keep poking up over here, but not enough for them to take any shots at me. And we're effectively occupying 3, 4, 5, maybe even 6 tanks at this point, because they know I'm here. They've already got a couple of cheap shots in on me. They're kind of now concentrating on this corner. They're kind of, you can just see the red triangles. We've got 3 tank destroyers there, we've got a heavy, we've got a medium. I think we've got 2 heavies who are all concentrating on this corner, and they just keep looking in my direction, hoping beyond hope that I'm going to pop back up over this hill and they're going to be able to get a free shot in on me. So whilst these tanks are looking at me, my team is making very good progress around the other side of the castle, and we have sent some tanks down into the main part of the town as well, and they are making some good progress there. So we've lost 1 tank, they have lost 3, but the battle in itself is still in the balance, and I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing here. I'm not going to drive up over here, I'm not going to give them the hull arm, I'm not going to give them the lower plate. I just want them to keep looking at me, I just want them to keep knowing that I am here. And in this sense, I am being very useful and effective for my team, because if these tanks are more concentrated on me, and that's what you'll find with a lot of people in World of Tanks, they'll just kind of sit and stare at the same position for the entirety of the battle in the hope that they're going to get that one shot in. And very quickly the enemy team starts to melt, and we can move into a different position here and start trying to do something a little bit more than just being a nuisance or a kind of bait, if you like, for the enemy team. So we get a couple of shots into the Tiger there, and at this point, yeah, the battle's over. It's time to try and push on forward and try and get a little bit more damage. With about, what, 6 enemy tanks left, 5 now. We've lost 1, so it's a foregone conclusion, this one. Now I have seen some crazy things happen in World of Tanks, but I don't think I've ever seen 14 tanks lose to 5. going to try and get in, get a little bit of damage towards the end of the battle. But yeah, something I see way too often in this game is people just wasting their tank, poking a position where they've lost half their hit points, and then poking that same position again, and I'm like, well, what did you expect to happen? You know, so you can be, even if you're not that great at the game, and as I said, you know, I'm okay at the game, I'm decent enough at it, but not everybody is. But if you can keep your gun in the game, you can be a very useful distraction to the enemy. Now, it's not maybe the most glorious way to play the game. It's maybe not, you know, everybody wants the big damage, don't they? But at the end of the day, it's about winning the battle. And one of the most important things I can always stress to you, if you want to start improving your win rate, if you want to start having better games, you want to start learning more about the game, is just preserve your hit points at the beginning. Don't do anything where you know you're going to lose all those hit points very quickly. Keep your gun in the game, and you could be in the box seats towards the end. So just looking at the leaderboards here, we finished down in P12, less than 1,000 damage, nothing else, no medals earned either, but I know for a fact that we were actually a lot more useful to our team there than maybe the results suggest. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, hopefully you find this tip useful. If you had, please hit that like button. Please do think about being a subscriber as well. Thanks for watching, catch you in the next one, goodbye.